Hey everybody, this is Heidi, and I wanted to start sharing ideas directly with you. So nobody is coming on as a guest today, it's just us. And I wanted to just put a little disclaimer up here at the front that anytime I give suggestions, ideas, experiments, use at your own risk. I mean, I'm not going to be telling you to jump off a building or anything, but we are all our own individuals. We have individual experiences. Mileage may vary, but if you want to go to HeidiBennett.com, you can learn more about my training in compassion cultivation at Stanford, the coach training that I've done. I'm a professional coach. I'm also a Gen Xer, so I've been around the block a while and worked for a lot of companies that were really run by one or two people, like individual bootstrap business owners where they hired me on and I either rose up the ranks to be manager or was hired as the team leader. And I've also run bands and been in bands, even huge bands, like one band where we're almost 30 of us. You remember the swing era of the 90s? Well, I kind of got into that business, and I've done a lot of things, with working with small nightclubs and intimate supper clubs, and then like huge 1,000-seat theaters as well, as a musician, as a singer. And I have more experience in mostly running coffee houses, but all sorts of other interesting things. So again, check out HeidiBennett.com if you want a little bit more background on me, or VibrantVisionariesPodcast for the podcast, and you can hear more conversations with other creatives there. But today I wanted to start a series of talking about simple self-care. And my values and my beliefs are really around not any particular religion or spiritual belief. You'll find that a lot of things I talk about, you'll be familiar with in Buddhism or Buddhist ideas and ideologies. I don't connect with everything and every single anything. So I'm just my own person formulating ideas, reading, taking advice, listening to other people, and then coming up with my own stuff. So just as a reminder, again, anything I say, just think about it. If it feels useful to you, take it on, experiment with it. But you are your own wise person. You know what's best for you. So simple self-care. Simple self-care to me means doing something that is either no cost or very low cost as far as like a financial investment. And it plays a lot in mindfulness. So a lot of the things I'll be sharing are mindfulness techniques or ideas. Some of them are around meditation. A lot of them touch on ways to love yourself and respect yourself. And what I've found is the more I love myself, the more I respect myself, the more I give myself care and respect and love and compassion, the more free I feel to be extra creative, extra bold and daring and weird, and really think outside the box, because I've given myself that foundational respect. I'll talk about that more in another video or audio recording, but today let's talk about just a couple things you can do. And when I say simple, it means it might be simple to implement, like there won't be maybe something you have to buy that's expensive and to set up any equipment or anything, but it might not be easy at first. And that is because for a lot of us, reflecting and pointing towards ourselves, that love and respect that we can maybe a little bit more easily show to our pet or our loved one, sometimes can feel a little weird or discomforting. So it might be simple, but it might not be easy at first. So just be extra gentle on yourself. Don't double down on getting mad or frustrated with yourself, or get harsh on yourself if you can't just instantly magically do any of these things. Let's just try an experiment. And this experiment is the next time someone asks you to do something, don't automatically say yes. A lot of times we automatically say yes to things because we feel an obligation to the person. Maybe it's somebody that's done a lot for us before, and so we just feel like, oh, we must reciprocate. Another reason is because we feel guilty. We are maybe brought up, especially a lot of us women, I think, brought up to be very accommodating and just do whatever anybody else needs or wants, regardless of our own, needs. And, we just sacrifice ourselves for others. So that's another reason. And there's just a whole myriad of reasons. Sometimes you're even saying yes because it just sounds like something really awesome. And it might just be the right thing to do. But what I would like to ask you to experiment with as an act of simple self-care is to experiment with saying, let me give that some thought and I'll get back with you. The reason you want to do that is then, one, you are letting the person who asked you something know that what they're asking matters. It has some weight to it. And you don't want to just offhand say yes to a new commitment. And then that also gives you time to think and kind of check in with your body. How are you physically reacting? Sometimes you're not even sure. There's something in you that's saying, no, this feels hinky, or there's just some little tell that your body is, your wise body is giving you a little something in your stomach or your chest or something that's asking you to take a step back before you say yes. And then just give it a little thought. Is this, if I say yes to this, what am I saying no to? If I say yes to this, am I, the right person for this? Maybe there's somebody else I can refer them to. If I say yes to this, am I going to resent it? And I'm sure the person that asks isn't going to want you to resent it. So just give that a little extra thought and get back with them. And if you do need to say no, you'll know that you gave it some good thought, but also don't feel like you need to have a whole bunch of excuses and, a big, huge story behind the no. Keep it simple. It might just be hey, I can't commit to that right now. Or even if it's something fun and something you usually do, maybe you'd say, hey, this is just bad timing, just make it simple. But keep me in mind for future projects. If it is something you really do want to engage with, maybe at another time. Think about that with podcasting, especially because it's really easy to say, yes, I'll be on everybody's podcasts. And then you come to something and you're like, oh, why did I say yes to this? I'm totally wiped out, and that's the thing, is you don't want to burn out and do something because it's just something you committed to, right? Another thing you want to consider is, does what they're asking me to do align with my values, align with my belief system? And that might seem a little heavy-handed, but it's really quite something to think about. When I think about my values, like I value compassion, community, fun. I value great communication with people. I value people who are respectful and that I have great camaraderie with. And so when I'm booking people on the podcast, when I'm booking people on Vibrant Visionaries, when I'm even looking people to interview for, say, doing the cooking show, Vibrant Kitchen, even when I'm figuring out what my menu for the Vibrant Kitchen is going to be, I'm going to say yes to something that's simple, easy, and fun that I'm going to enjoy and work with somebody like David, who's editing this video, that is a great communicator and has great creative ideas. So sometimes somebody might ask you to do something, and when maybe, let's just take podcasting, for example, you go listen to their podcast, and for me anyways, if they're kind of negative or, a little snarky is fun, but if they're just sort of snarky and mean-spirited, then that's not aligning with my values. So I'm going to say, no thanks. So there you have it. Giving yourself the respect and love, and giving those around you, those that are asking you for something, the respect and love to take a moment before you say yes to something or no to something. And you might decide, yes, this is something I want to do. So thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. If you're watching on YouTube, thanks for listening to Vibrant Visionaries. And I look forward to sharing more. I'd love to hear what you think about these concepts and ideas, how they grabbed you, which ones you decide to implement or experiment. I look forward to sharing more of these, and I'd love to hear from you if you've got ideas on these subjects. Like, you can comment right below the YouTube video, or you can email me if you're listening to the podcast or you prefer email at VibrantVisionariesPodcast@gmail.com. And yeah, thanks for hanging out.